harm the body when done, like an ultrasound or a CAT scan would. There are many different uses for ultrasound. The most common is for babies. It can measure the heartbeat of the fetus, and that's what you'll see first when you go to an ultrasound. And here is an actual measurement of a heartbeat. And it can actually take measurements of the baby itself. During the first trimester, according to Moby, the measurements are taken from, are called a CRL, which is a crown to rump length, which is from the top of the head to the baby's butt. During the second and third trimester, it takes the circumference of the abdomen and the head and the length of the femur, and it puts it into a formula and it spits it out and tells you the gestational age, when the due date is, and all that kind of good stuff. It is also used to determine the sex of the baby, but most importantly, it is used to make sure that there are no signs of disease in the baby. Speaking of diseases, ultrasound is also used to diagnose diseases. They can show many different kinds of diseases. If someone's having trouble with their gallbladder, the doctor will order a gallbladder ultrasound and will be looking to see if there are gallstones clogging the duct that will secrete the bile that will start your digestion. Measurements can also be taken of the organs of interest to make sure that the organ is not enlarged or is becoming too small and shrinking. Ultrasound may also be very useful in helping the surgeon when carrying out some type of biopsy, typically used in breast biopsy, because the tissue that they're trying to get is so condensed that they want to make sure they're getting the correct tissue and not the wrong tissue. Also, it's used for when fluid is being drained from around the abdomen or your heart to make sure that the doctor is not hitting a nerve or hitting an organ that doesn't need to be hit. It is also very useful for the blood flow. Cardiac technicians will use ultrasound to view the heart and the blood flow of the heart. This can help them make sure that the valves are working properly and there's not backflow. This is very helpful in preventing and diagnosing heart disease. Ultrasound has went through many different advances. We use a 2D ultrasound picture, which is still what we use today, but back then, when they first came out, it was dots that were put on the screen, and it was like the technician and the radiologist had to connect the dots. So it was a little bit more iffy. Then they went from connecting the dots to a black and gray image, but the images were very fuzzy. They were hard to make out, and now we have our image that is what our images look like today, and it is still black and gray, but the image is more crisp and clear, and you can even, like I said earlier, you could even see blood flow, and whether it's red or blue depends on whether it's flowing towards or away from the transducer. Then we have a 3D and 4D ultrasounds, which are actually used typically for babies, and you're able to see details like how chubby the cheeks are, or who the baby even looks like. In conclusion, I have talked to you about what ultrasound is and how it works. How ultrasound travels to form an image so that we are able to see inside the body. Also, what it is used for. We are able to take images of stones, lumps, fluids that is not even supposed to be in the body. I also talked about advances that have taken place going from dots to being able to see full features of the baby.